care?
No, I don't care. Get out of here.
The turtle trend.
All right, whatever.
What, are you here for 90 meters?
Let me get a precept. This is about the Bible here. If you don't have any questions regarding the Bible, get down the street.
What the fuck Bible, man? I'm from the turtle
This is
trend.
Job 9:24.
Damn.
Job
9:24 what? You know who the fuck you're talking to? That's my turtle trend. Okay? I'm fucking native.
Okay.
And you're gonna come talk to me and you're gonna tell me to fucking step me? Who the fuck are you, Nick?
Sad, bro.
Let me read
Who the fuck are you, Nick?
Let me read something to you.
Yeah? Go ahead,
Damn.
fucking read.
Let me read something.
Because you're gonna fucking preach,
Let me read to
and then
you.
you're gonna fucking talk to me?
Let me read to you.
Who the fuck are you?
First of all, you gotta calm down.
I gotta calm down, but you're gonna call me a fucking imposter.
Yeah,
You're here fucking protesting
I am.
my
And I have a
fucking
right to.
clan. Yeah.
Can
But
I-
you're here
can I read
protesting my clan.
If you were here,
And then you wanna fucking talk to me?
If you-
You know, disrespect.
if you were
Shut your fucking mouth.
if you were here, if you were here,
Shut the fuck up.
I'm reading about the tribe of the Native Americans.
You think this is a fucking joke? Drunk. I don't give a fuck, nigga. I'm a fucking gangster.
Crazy, man.
And you're here fucking talking about fucking naval, tribal fucking things?
You see this? This is live.
I don't give a fuck.
You see this? This is how it is.
Crazy out here.
This is how it is for us when we come out here. Hey, this
For you.
reminds me.
Oh, wait.
This reminds me
For you?
of Victorian done that.
Oh, for you, right? You're a fucking black man. You're talking
So
about my
what?
fucking people?
But we're brothers. If you are a Gadite, we are actually brothers, and this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and I come to
But
you
you're
and
not
I
listening.
ask you.
You're
No,
not listening.
shut up.
No, I don't
I
have to.
come-
I'm trying to teach you.
You don't need to shut up?
Yo, bro. Yo, bro. Bro. Talk back to hammer and bust your face. Bitch ass. Bitch ass. Yo, bitch ass. Get the fuck up. Get the fuck up. Get the fuck up. You know who you talking to? I'm fucking crazy. You don't know me. Now you're leaking. You should have been speaking. Now you're fucking leaking.
Damn.
Bitch ass. Bitch ass. Don't ever come up here and disrespect my shit. Now you're all leaking. Get the fuck out of here. Now I took your gun.
Hey, Shalom, Hakim. Shalom, Shalom. All right. Shalom, Hakim. This is your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Come with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord willing, to be edifying to the Lord's elect. And before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Vakahakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. You Israelite foreigners out there who live among the heathen and who look like those heathen nations. But your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel through the line of your fathers. I want to say peace and blessings to you all. Barakatham. Kol Halal Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Kol Halal Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Thawada Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai for protecting another one of your servants. All right. So this is a good time to truly emphasize, just how heavy the weight is of what it is that we do. We, the prophets, the men of the Lord, beginning with our apostles, bishops, and elders on down. All right. This is a very dangerous thing that we do. You know what I'm saying? And this is why it's not for everybody. All right. Not everyone is called to do this service. You see what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying, when you go into this, when you put your hand to this plow, you know what I'm saying, you have to understand that there's a heavy target on you in the spirit, regardless of your rank. You know what I'm saying? And the target only gets bigger the target only gets bigger. You know what I'm saying? The more responsibility that you have in this ministry. You know what I'm saying? How long have our apostles been at this? For decades. Elder Apostle Har has been in this for over 40 years. You see what I'm saying? This isn't for the faint of heart. You see what I'm saying? And this is what we have to constantly face when we go out there. Okay, we are subject to being attacked by these demons. You see what I'm saying? And so it's something that you can't take for granted. You know what I'm saying? You cannot take for granted the service of the prophets. All right? Let me get this real quick. Alright, let's see. That's not it. I forget how this precept is worded. I believe it's in the Chronicles. No, let's go to Google. Maybe Google has it. Bear with me, Akim. Bear with me. Misused his prophets. So this is 2 Chronicles. Alright, 2 Chronicles chapter 36. And let's get verse 16. Slovakia. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna jump up. 16, let's go to verse 15. All right, 2 Chronicles chapter 36 and verse 15. It reads, "And the Lord Yahweh power, the God of our fathers, sent to them by his messengers, rising up betimes and sending, because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling place. But they mocked the messengers of the Most High, and despised his words, and misused his prophets, until the wrath of Yahweh rose against his people, till there was no remedy." You see what I'm saying? Let me get this in the NLT. All right, bear with me. In the NLT, it reads, verse 15, "The Lord Yahweh, the power of our ancestors, repeatedly sent his prophets to warn them, for he had compassion on his people and his temple. But the people mocked these messengers of the Most High and despised their words. They scoffed at the prophets until Yahweh's anger could no longer be restrained and nothing could be done." There's a heavy responsibility, like I said, okay, and a heavy burden that his messengers must bear. When you read about all the prophets of old, and you read about their lives, the way they lived, when you read about the fact that they lived solitary lives, you know what I'm saying, and the weight of their office that they had to endure. You see what I'm saying? This is the very same burden that we have to bear these days. You know what I'm saying? in these times. All right. As a matter of fact, how much more now since we're at the very end of this thing? Okay. Now that we're at the end of this kingdom, now that we're at the end of the rulership of all these heathen, everyone has had their hands to play in their dynasties, in their empires. You see what I'm saying? So it's time for the Lord to close the curtain on this thing. And as we reach closer to the tipping point, to the edge of this of this abyss, you know what I'm saying? To the end of this captivity, the threats are going to increase. You know what I'm saying? The threats are going to get worse. They're going to get more blatant. All right, they're going to get more in your face. I was listening to Elder Amon Gabar earlier this morning, and he was talking about, you know, the fact that we're going to be targets very soon. Okay, not just one-offs like this anymore. Okay, because we had a similar situation. All right, one that led in bloodshed. You know what I'm saying? Or shall I say, ended in bloodshed. One of the beloved brothers from the camp in Los Angeles, okay, under the helm of Elder Mawatazak, okay, he was attacked. This young brother, he was attacked at his job by a would-be assassin with a knife. Okay? And it was the Lord that kept him. It was the Lord that kept him alive, you know what I'm saying? And it just so happened that there was a new worker there, okay? A new guy that was there, and he was supposed to train that guy that day. And little did the brother know that this new guy who joined was actually a former Marine who knew medic, all right, medic procedures. So through those medical procedures that was practiced on the brother after he was attacked, it kept him alive. So the Lord had it all set up for the brother over there in Los Angeles. All right, as you see in the video here, the spirit jumped on the brother, you know what I'm saying, to put down this threat. Okay? Which lets you know that the spirit is always watching the Lord's men. You see what I'm saying? The spirit of the Lord is always on the prophets, man. Okay? That's why you always have chariots that come and pay the prophets a visit, you know what I'm saying, while they're at camp. Just recently, Elder Manatazak, all right, Elder Manatazakpa out of South Carolina was visited by chariots. You know what I'm saying? Elder, the elders out of Dallas was visited by chariots. The elders out of Chicago was visited by chariots. You see what I'm saying? The Lord's angels are constantly watching his prophets. You see what I'm saying? I remember when I first came out to preach years ago. All right, I remember that there was a man who told me, you know, it's a very brave thing that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of courage to do what you do. All right, and you know, it's not of our own doing. You have to understand that it's not of our own. You know, the righteous are bold as lions. All right, but it's not of our own power. Okay, it's not of our own power, and it doesn't matter how strong we look. It doesn't matter how skilled we may be in combat. Okay, if the Lord is not with you, then the Lord is not with you. Doesn't matter how skilled you are in battle. Doesn't matter how good you are with a weapon. All right, it doesn't matter. Ultimately, the Spirit of the Lord has to be upon you. Let's get this in the book of Psalms, chapter 118. Let's start at verse 6. It reads, the Lord Yahweh is on my side. I will not fear. What can man do unto me? Okay, what can man do unto me? Yahweh Shai said himself, I will tell you who you should fear, who you shall fear, man. You know what I'm saying? Fear not the man that can, that can destroy the body, but fear the Most High, whom after the body is destroyed, he can destroy both body and spirit. Right? So let's continue. It says, verse 7, the Lord Yahweh taketh my part with them that help me. Therefore shall I see my desire upon them that hate me. All right. We're about to see the desire upon our enemies, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we going to get our lick back. It's going to be time. I was listening to, this is the video from the priest Mahalaya out of Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? I was listening to this video, man. All right. Edifying video. You can go ahead and watch. All right. Subscribe to the brother. But, hey, man. You know what I'm saying? The Lord's about to turn his fishers into hunters. Didn't Yahweh Shai say, I've sent you as sheep amongst wolves? Okay. We're sent as sheep amongst wolves, man. A sheep is someone that's docile. A sheep is someone that's not looking for conflict. Okay. But we're amongst wolves. We're amongst people who despise us. We're amongst, you know what I'm saying? We're amongst those who seek after our lives, man. The scriptures tell you that that this word will reach into the gates of the nobles, and that's what's happened. Let's go to Isaiah. Right? Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 2. It says, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. That banner is the scriptures, man. The standard is the scriptures. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. That high mountain is Esau's kingdom. It's the government. All right. Mountains means governments. Hills and valleys represents lesser governments. Okay. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. And this truth has gone into the gates of the nobles, man. Presidents and prime ministers know about us. Wealthy men, businessmen, men who hold trillions of dollars in assets are very well aware of our presence. You see what I'm saying? Yahweh Shai said in Matthew chapter 24, verse 14, that this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached as a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. You see? And now that these devils have seen that the prophets are here, all right, in the last days, that means that what? That means that great judgment is coming, and they're fighting desperately to hold on to their kingdom, what's left of it. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to see more. We're going to see more, more of this stuff going on. All right. This is why we've gotten the word from our leaders, you know what I'm saying, from our apostles, bishops, and elders, that we need to watch, all right, watch our surroundings more, you know what I'm saying? Be more circumspect. As a matter of fact, let me grab that. Let's go to Ephesians. All right, this is Ephesians chapter 5. And let's go to verse 15. It says, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. You see what I'm saying? We are in those dark times. We're in those dark days. All right? Dark days are here. We're seeing the beginning stage of Jacob's trouble. Okay? We are in it now. We're in it. And we, the prophets, aren't going to be out here much longer. I keep saying that. You know what I'm saying? We, the apostles, beginning with the apostles, bishops on down, we keep saying it. You're not going to see the prophets for much longer, man. All right? Redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Let's go to chapter 6. Let's go to chapter 6, because we know that this isn't about, the person that we see in front of us. It's about what's behind that person. Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness, of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Right? The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, man. We don't do this thing carnally. All right? We do this thing spiritually. And, we don't go out there with weapons. We don't go out there with bulletproof vests or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? We don't do what Sakari does, nothing like that. No, the true prophets would not be doing any of that. Trying to look tough for show. No, that's not the case. It's not the case. We don't need to be all that. All right? We don't need to be all that. We know that we're protected. All right? We know that the Lord has his angels around us. Okay? To keep us in the way. So let's go back to Psalms chapter 118. All right, Psalms chapter 118, let's go to verse 8. It says, it is better to trust in the Lord Yahweh than to put confidence in man. All right. It is better to trust in Yahweh than to put confidence in princes. All nations compassed me about, but in the name of Yahweh will I destroy them. You see what I'm saying? In the name of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, we will destroy our enemies, man. You see? Watch what happens when the Lord turns his men into hunters. When he turns the fishers of men, that's what we are right now. We're fishers of men. All right, we fish out the souls of the elect by the preaching of this word, by the preaching of this gospel. You see what I'm saying? But it also makes us a target. And very soon, when the time is right, the Lord's going to turn us into those hunters. And we're gonna have great power. Great power. All right. Verse 11. They compassed me about. Yeah, they compassed me about. But in the name of Yahweh will I destroy them. They compassed me about like bees. They are quenched as the fire of thorns. For in the name of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, I will destroy them. We ain't got nothing to worry about, man. The Lord is going to lay it. He's going to lay that spirit upon his men. Something crazy, man. Something crazy. You understand? And all the things that you see going on in these superhero movies, these Marvel comics, you know what I'm saying, DC comics and whatnot, you about to see it. You're about to see it in real life. And it's going to be unfathomable. There ain't going to be no atheists in that time, man, because they're going to see that there is a power. There is a God. You see what I'm saying? God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And it's going to be fully known through his men. We are known as Zion in the Hebrew to Zion. All right? Which means a monument. So when the people look upon the Israelites, they're going to see the Most High. They're going to see that there is a God. When they look upon his men, they're going to know. They're going to see that it's real. Yahushua said, if you believe not in me, man, believe me for the work's sake. Believe me for the miracle's sake, man. Roughly paraphrasing, man. If it's hard for you to believe, hey, look at the miracles. When Moses said, what if they don't believe me? Moses said, what if they don't believe me? He said, show them this miracle. Put your hand inside your bosom. Put your hand inside your garment. Take it out. It's white like snow. Put it back in and take it back out. It'll be like your normal flesh. You see what I'm saying? Dark like chocolate. That's a miracle. You see what I'm saying? So, let me go to the book of John. All right, let's go to the book of John, because remember, the servant is not above the master. Yahushua was treated like this. Yahushua was persecuted. You see what I'm saying? Yahushua was numbered among the transgressors. Yahushua was opposed by the powers at that time. Okay? So let's go to John chapter 18 and verse 20. All right. Let's start at verse 19. It says, the high priest then asked Yahushua of his disciples and of his doctrine. Yahushua answered him, saying, I spake openly to the world. I ever taught in the synagogue and in the temples, whither the Jews always resort, and in secret have I said nothing. All right. We haven't been hid. We don't have no hidden secret. No hidden chambers or nothing like that. No secret meetings or anything like that. No. We're always out there in the open. You see what I'm saying? The FBI director brought up the Hebrew Israelites in the chambers of Congress. The FBI director and the congressman and the congresswoman said, yes, I know them very well. And they're not secretive. They're always out there, readily for everyone to see. You see what I'm saying? We're not hidden. Very soon we will be, though. Very soon we won't be found. But right now, the Lord has us everywhere. You can easily see us every weekend. You can easily see us on the videos. We're all over the place. Okay? We're not hidden. Just like Yahushua didn't hide himself. He was always in the synagogue. He was always out there in the open. Verse 21. It says, why askest thou me? Why askest thou me? Ask them which heard me, what I have said unto them. Behold, they know what I said. You see what I'm saying? And we're going to be brought before these rulers. Okay, we're going to be brought before, these people in high political standing. You know what I'm saying? Just like Yahushua was. Okay, verse 22. And when he had thus spoken, one of the officers which stood by struck Yahushua with the palm of his hand, saying, answerest thou the high priest so? Okay. The officer said, answer the question. Verse 23. Yahushua answered him, said, if I have spoken evil, bear witness of the evil. But if well, why smitest thou me? Okay? If I speak well, then why'd you hit me? Okay, but if I spoke evil, well then what's the cause? Simple as that. What's the cause? Because the righteous, the elect, you know what I'm saying, are going to be found blameless in the times in the times coming, man. Because Esau's going to come with all the accusations. Esau's going to come with all his heavy trick bag. That's what Elder Amwan Gabar was getting into, man. They're going to use AI to the utmost. Okay? They're going to have our names, they're going to have our faces plastered on the TV screen. You see what I'm saying? Possibly with bounties on our heads, you know what I'm saying? $1 million bounty or some shit. All right? They're going to have us saying things and doing things that we never did. But AI is one hell of a tool, isn't it? You see? So let me go to 1 Corinthians. All right? This is 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 21. It says, "For after that, in the wisdom of the Most High, the world by wisdom knew not the Most High. It pleased our power by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe." You see? It pleased the Heavenly Father by the foolishness of preaching. This is why we say it's not for everybody. This is not for everybody to do. You know what I'm saying? Because to the world, we seem as fools. To the world, we seem as weird. You know what I'm saying? To the world, we seem as just some random niggas out here wasting our times. You know what I'm saying? But we know the truth. We know what's coming. We have seen it. You see what I'm saying? We've seen it through the scriptures. We've seen it through visions. We've seen it. The Lord has spoken to the prophets in many ways. All right? And we are the seers, as the scriptures say, that we once were in the ancient day. Right? Let me get that real quick. Let me see, ancient time. Nope, I'm getting these precepts wrong today. So this is 1 Samuel chapter 9. All right, 1 Samuel chapter 9 and verse 9. It says, before time in Israel, when a man went to inquire of the Most High, thus he spake, "Come and let us go to the seer. For he that is now called a prophet was before time called a seer." You see what I'm saying? So these things that we're telling you is going to come and befall this place, we the prophets have seen it. Okay? The same way the prophets of old saw it. All right? And the prophets of old, man, they were seeing these things in such a vivid fashion. All right? It made them sick. They couldn't sleep. They couldn't eat. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, you have to imagine the weight that's on the prophet, man. All right? So I'm gonna cut that there, man. All right. Keeping in mind that the office of a prophet, okay, is not something that's to be taken lightly. All right, especially if you've been called into the service, man. All right. So I'm gonna cut that there. I pray this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. This has been your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. In closing, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kodash, double honors, unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone from my throne in His true thunder. All right, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.